Memaw Dixie. This is my mom, and I'm the elder of the family.
I'm Aunt Sandy, and I'm the next to the oldest.
Well, I guess I'm just Granny. Well, yeah, her, Blanche and Trula, Mama, see, we never did get to go to the grocery store and go town shopping, stuff like we do now. So, Mom would go to the grocery store on Fridays, but she'd leave us with Trula and Blanche. Blanche cleaned all the time. It'd take her all day long to clean the house. She'd move the furniture out and everything. So Trula was taking care of us. She put us all three in a chair and then took a towel and tied us in that chair, and we had to sit there till about time for Mama to come home. She'd let us out and then dare us to tell Mama. All five went on a cruise, and after Daddy died, wasn't it? And we really had a good time, all the girls together. But we had a hard time keeping Blanche out of the gambling room because she wanted to gamble all the money she had away. And so we'd have to watch her because she loves to play bingo. And oh, well, we didn't go nowhere. We just went way out in the ocean for 2 days, but we didn't get off the ship. Now that tickles Judy to death, because she thought we was going to a big town. Well, we didn't make it that far. We watched the turtles in the ocean.
Was there a storm or a reason you guys didn't end up somewhere?
No, that's just as far as they bought the tickets for. We didn't even know what a cruise was. Oh, we got up there and flirted with all the captains and all them men, and they had a big old swimming pool and lamb cheers you could play in.
And drunk fuzzy navels.
Oh, we had a good time. It's just good that 5 sisters can get together like that. Okay, I'm going to fry Cindy some green tomatoes. She's been after me wanting green tomatoes. So I washed 2 green tomatoes and I sliced them pretty thin. And I put salt and a little sprinkled pepper and sugar on top of them. And I've let them set for about 30 minutes till all the water gets down in out of them. And then I'm going to bathe it in buttermilk. And I'm going to bathe it in cornmeal. And I'm going to put it in this hot grease. She loves green tomatoes, but Mick never would let us pick them early because he said we was ruining his tomatoes. But I went out there this morning and I got 2. So we are frying them when he's not here. Some people put egg in their buttermilk, but I don't when I fry green tomatoes.
I cannot wait to get a hold of these. I'll probably use the whole batch. about ready, taking them out, putting them on a paper towel to catch some of the grease and cool enough that I can dig in. She's been real energetic today since we don't have anything to can. She's made pigs in the blanket. Now fried green tomatoes. I think she's buttering me up to make her a pan of biscuits for supper. Ooh, my plate is ready, and I'm gonna dig in.
Hey, it's Memaw here, and I have a few tomatoes, and I'm thinking very few tomatoes, that I need to can before they run. And you'd think, well, that's not enough for anything, which really it's not, but if you go to the grocery store, you're going to pay $1 and something for a small can of tomatoes, so I try to save all I can between the deer getting them, and so we're just fighting for them right now. But the way I can mine, you can do 2 or 3 pints, you can do quarts, just whatever you have, and you don't have to have a whole big lot at a time to do it. So I'm going to go through step by step and show you how I can tomatoes, because I can mine in my oven. So first I'm going to wash my tomatoes really good, and then I'm going to peel them, and I'm going to cut them up. Once I get them all cut up, I will fill them in my jars. We've had a terrible time this year. I think it's been one of the worst years we've ever had for deer. Last year we had so many tomatoes. I mean bushels and bushels and bushels. And I am really kind of glad we was blessed to have so many, because I'm really not hurting on canned tomatoes this year. I've still got plenty left from last year. But I got to looking when I cleaned my pantry out, and I only have 3 jars of salsa left, so I really need this canned salsa this year. And I'm okay on soup, but I'm going to need probably a run or 2 of spaghetti sauce. So I'm going to probably end up having to go down on 107 and buy me a box or 2 of tomatoes just to can salsa and spaghetti sauce. The deers, our tomatoes are beautiful this year, but the deers are eating all the blooms off, so therefore I'm not having any tomatoes. And what blooms are not eating off, they are knocking them off on the ground and taking big bites out of them before they're getting ripe and they're rotting. I'm just not in a happy camper this year with the animals. I hope they stick around during deer season. I told my husband they go off every year hunting to Ohio or in different places. And I told him, I said, when it comes deer season, there probably won't be a deer within 100 miles around here. They're just here just to aggravate me this year. Which I understand they need to eat too, but I've been back there. There's plenty of blackberries and nuts and stuff for them to eat without having to get into my tomatoes like they do. But that's part of living in the country, I guess. So I have my tomatoes cut up, and I'm going to drain the juice where I peeled them, because it's clean. I'm going to start out with a quart jar. With a quart, you put a tablespoon of salt, a pinch of sugar. You remember that little thing I was telling you about? Well, that's it. And in a pint, you put a teaspoon of salt and just a smidgen of sugar. So I will fill my jar up. I think I'm only going to have maybe a quart and a pint the way it looks, but that's okay. It's better than nothing at all. That way you can see how you do a quarts. versus how you do pints. All at the same time. You want to just leave seal room. This was my Memaw's too. She had two. Mama got one, and I got one. I don't know how that happened, but it did. So, and you tighten your lid on them, and you set them on your bread pan. I love to take and get really cold tomatoes in the winter and just open the jar with crackers and eat tomatoes and crackers. It's really good like that too. So yeah, I was right. I only have a pint and a quart. And then I'm going to put them in my oven, and I'm going to cook them on 225 for an hour and a half. And then they'll be canned. I'll take them out and let them cool. Flip them over to make sure they seal good. I've taken my tomatoes out of the oven. They're cooked now and ready to seal, so I'll leave them turned over till they seal. But they're done, and that's all you have to do canned tomatoes. Now you can can them, like parboil them in a pot that way, but I like them better this way. It's just like you got them straight out of the garden.
Hello, this is Aunt Cindy here. I am peeling tomatoes, and I've got to get these peeled before midnight and get them cooked and in the jars, because at midnight our signs go out. So I want to try to do what won't make it till Friday when the signs come back in. So I'm trying to get these peeled so we can get them cooked, get them ready for our jars, to show you how we can them different than how Dixie does.
I seem to peeled and cut up my tomatoes, and I put them on, and I've cooked them down. Put salt and put sugar in them.
How much?
About a couple of tablespoons of salt and a half a cup of sugar, or a fourth a cup. I didn't measure it that good. And now I'm going to put it in the jars and seal them up. For this winter, when everybody's needing something to eat, I love to go out in the dairy in the wintertime and open me up a can of tomatoes and eat them with crackers. Now the kids don't, they think that's funny, but it tastes awful good to me. I put my lids, got them in my jar and put my lids on them. This one wasn't very big, but I'll eat it. I got 5 quarts and a little half a pint.
I eat tomato and cottage cheese. I eat tomato and mayonnaise. I eat tomato on about anything I eat. I like tomato and macaroni. I just like tomatoes, period. Just slice you some, salt it, and eat them with a fork.
Tomato and mayonnaise?
Tomato and mayonnaise sandwich is one of the best sandwiches you will eat.
No, tomato
Yeah.
biscuit.
Well, yeah, I ate one of them the other day.
favorite.
I
That's
made a
what I
pan
used-
of biscuits just to make tomato and biscuits.
That's what I always took for my lunch.
I like bologna and tomatoes.
Now we have some delicious tomatoes and cucumbers. And honestly, a fresh tomato or cucumber with anything makes everything better. If you eat, sandwich or a burger or anything, and you put fresh tomato on it, it makes everything better. Or just eat it by itself. And again, right out of the garden, doesn't get any better than that.